What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 83. My name is Bret, aka Enigma 9011, and today we're running solo, but we're talking that Wandavision, we're talking some Mortal Kombat, we're talking some Apex. It's going to be a good podcast. Remember, guys, if you want to catch the podcast live, you can go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join in the chat, join on the conversation if you're a subscriber, and join in and have some fun talking some weird theories about WandaVision with us. But if you can't sub, that's a-okay. You can still join in the chat or join in on the broadcast. But if you can't catch it live, that's okay. You can go over to YouTube and SoundCloud the following Friday, where it's posted topic by topic and also put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. Last but not least, hashtag ad merch store. You get all of your swag over there: t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It would be greatly appreciated. So, another podcast, another week, another 2-episode stint of WandaVision, and holy shit, did a lot happen in these 2 episodes. So this is your only warning. If you didn't do your homework yet, go watch WandaVision episode 7 and 8, and then come on back. Okay, we're going full spoiler modes. We're talking. So as usual, I'm going to talk about all these crazy notes I wrote down while I was watching the episode, and we'll get into those crazy theories of what we think, what the fuck is going on in this show. I did want to talk kind of like a postscript from last week's episode. Last episode, excuse me. So episode 6, we saw an advertisement, the commercial, as they've been doing in these episodes, of the shark and the little kid on the sandbar. And the kid couldn't eat the yogurt or Jello or whatever it was. Jeff Reg and I, post podcast recording, talked a little bit extra theories of like what we thought was going on, and we talked about how Wanda was supposed to be the kid potentially, and the shark is like a false hope, and she can't eat the food because obviously it's just luring her like along. So I thought that was interesting, that talk there, and we had theories that maybe the shark was Quicksilver, and then obviously Wanda's the kid. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting and fun talk. I thought I would bring that up, and it actually kind of was right, because this episode of 7, we get some things rocking and rolling. So we got that Modern Family take of production. We're talking directly to the camera, the fourth wall. Seems like the Hex powers are freaking out. Wanda's kind of losing a little control, it seems. I don't know if it's just with the elements of Vision questioning things and Monica's stuff and whatnot, but it seems like she's losing control. So we had some fun little reverting items with the consoles, the Nintendo Wii to the GameCube, stuff like that. I thought it was funny she was still in her Halloween costume, so this was more of a direct immediate sequel episodes. I feel like the other ones had at least a little bit separation with it seemed, but I thought that was funny. The whole new intro, it was a lot of Wanda's name and no Vision's name until the very end, where they snuck it in there. I thought it was very funny. The military's backup came very quick. There's dead air, no TV signal, so no new episodes are being broadcasted out. So it's just kind of Wanda in her bubble now, not projecting it out, it seems. Let's see. Darcy was an escape artist in the circus. Didn't take her too long. Well, Vision, remembers that, has that memory, and woke her up pretty fast. So she was down to help. Okay, so, Wanda fully recognizes or fully acknowledges to the kids in her, like, mental breakdown that she was having. In this episode, she kind of just tells the kids flat out that that wasn't their uncle, and it was a fake Quicksilver. Just dropping that on them, just whoop, okay. I thought that was odd, especially after like how strong she was kind of playing into it in the previous episodes. So odd there. Let's see. Seemed like she was kind of hinting at, I wrote a note of saying knowing it was Agnes. That was weird. I don't know. I did write a random note when she took the kids about like the mole on Agnes's back, if that had any importance or not. I was just like, why is this a thing? Obviously, it was just a little bit of a back and forth with the kids to kind of have fun, I guess. Let's see. Oh, we ran into the contact in this episode. Unfortunately, it wasn't that big of a reveal as we thought of Mr. Fantastic or someone else. It was literally just, I assume, sword backup from the other director in chief. So that was odd, and all it was a car. It was just a car, so that was a little lackluster. Let's see. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. So Vision looked very different. His eyes don't seem the same. I'm not sure if I was just kind of seeing stuff or didn't really notice before. And he also had very faded metal. It was gray, not the golden green that we're kind of used to. Those more prominent colors. So I was like, interesting. Back to the things freaking out, the hex powers. We saw the stork again. I know Papa Griff was asking about that in episode 3. Yeah. So I thought that was odd. Just that showing up again. I don't know if it's just the instability of the powers that's causing the show up and obviously freak out. We did have a director with Wanda breaking the fourth wall, finally talking, and that seemed to take Wanda by surprise. I thought there was some accent to the voice, so I was thinking maybe it was Strucker, Baron von Strucker we saw in Age of Ultron for like a hot minute, but we'll learn that was not the case. Let's see. Got some other notes in here that I'm not strongly recognizing. Let's see. The car thing went disastrous. I thought it was odd. So the car can't get through, but then she, like, obviously Monica's just powering through, like, pushing her way through. And I just made a note of, like, really, bro? How are you getting through? But that didn't work. Obviously, it needed to happen. So now it seems that Monica's got her powers and she is fully photon. What those powers are, I don't fully know, but there was that. So earlier we talked about Wanda's kind of going crazy. And it seems like she was keeping Vision away in this episode because she didn't want to deal with the backlash of like what's going on. So at this moment, it seemed like she was keeping Vision away with the road work and the kids crossing, which were the only kids I think we saw in this episode besides theirs. The red lights, Darcy made the joke of that they're hitting all of them. I was curious as to why she's trying to stop Vision from coming home, but like I said, I think it might have just been to avoid conflict. There's another theory coming up later in episode 8 that might be something. Made a little joke about they saying the show name. Alright, so then we start getting here, or some more interesting stuff. I mentioned Agnes might be pulling the strings. Made a sidebar that there's no faux Quicksilver around at all. Let's see. Who's a bit about? At one point, your dad doesn't want to be here, something like that. I think I figured it was typical couple. Well, what you want, fine type. Yeah, exactly. Just kind of avoiding whatever confrontation like they had in episode 5 or something before Quicksilver showed up. Excuse me. The interview process, Vision kind of caught on. He's like, "Why am I just here?" And he flew away. I thought that was kind of funny. I was also curious if like those interviews are taking place in his mental capacity, because obviously they're stuck in the car, but then he's being interviewed at the circus. Just presentation, I guess. Boys were in trouble. I was wondering if Agnes was going to get rid of the kids. Like Mephisto does in the comics. I think we talked about it in the last episode or maybe before that. We still have yet to see that. Episode 8 kind of hints against that. Not hints, but kind of shows against that. Spooky basement. We got a bloody tarp. There's a lot of vines. I was questioning the sorcery. There's a lot of notes quick here. We had a cursed book we seemed to focus on or something. And then, we got the big reveal that Agatha has been behind this all along. Agatha Harkness. So I guess some people's theories early on of the Doctor Strange connection character is confirmed. We had a little hair change for her and how she looked. Then reverting back to, Scarlet's keeping her away, or keeping Vision away. I was kind of maybe thinking Agatha's keeping Vision away. Maybe. Just a thought there. So I thought maybe that was like, because Vision could obviously help. Maybe keeping that divide there. So hopefully he does not swoop in. I did appreciate them showing the ploys along the way through episodes. I totally forgot she gave the rabbit to them in episode 2. With them showing these seeds, essentially, I am interested to rewatch the episodes and see if like it was there all along. Like it was these tiny itty bitty things like happening that like if you were paying attention or you knew about, like you could pick up on, or if it was like obviously some of the footage they showed in the reveal was obviously extra footage, but like if it's something you could kind of pinpoint, follow along as those episodes go. And maybe it is because I mean some people were theorizing her being bad or something going along with her character along the way, but I'd be interested to go back and see those if they stand out this time on second viewing. I mentioned we picked up on the podcast picked up on some stuff, but not the specifics of things like the neighbor talk, being almost out of town and wondering like why she was out there. I already mentioned the rabbit, the recast of the Quicksilver. It must have just been a fun joke to do. But as we'll learn in episode 8, there's a reason for that. I was curious why they wouldn't bring back Aaron Taylor Johnson to maybe cause more distress with Wanda. Obviously, she knew the other one was fake. Once again, episode 8, we'll learn the reasoning for that. And then we get into the post-scene stuff. So if you guys didn't watch after those initial credits, there was post-scene stuff. Monica obviously had that little altercation with Wanda earlier, but didn't leave fully. So she's still investigating, and she runs into the faux Quicksilver still around. So it's going to be interesting, that clash, how they're going to deal with that. Like, is Quicksilver... Well, did Quicksilver have the powers? Yeah, he did, right? So there will be superpower versus superpower battle between them. And then I just had some random thoughts of post-episode, just things I wanted to jot down. I made the joke, or as always, there's more questions than answers when we get like one. Like they give us a one tiny step or tiptoe into the answer territory, and then all these other ones come up. As Jeff mentioned in chat, yes, the theme was a banger. I wrote a note asking if the kids are dead, and then once again if Agnes was keeping Vision away, not Wanda. So that was episode 7. So yeah, good solid strike at the end of like, oh shit, we're going here. And obviously the big reveal. Let's see back to the things. He's doing some Broadway stuff this year. Okay, wanted him, couldn't get him. That's a shame. But, I mean, good for him. He's doing stuff. All right, episode 8. So I literally watched this only a few hours ago. So, fresh on the brain. How come Darcy realizes she got sucked into the hex, meaning the other circus people don't know they used to be sword? Vision did the little, like, unlock brain thing. Similar to how he's done with his coworker with the email, and Agatha technically when she was out in her car. Yeah, so he just kind of touches her head and then unlocked the control, which might tie into what we learn later in episode 8, how he has this ability, because I don't remember that being an ability that he has normally. So yeah, that's how he woke up Darcy. Before we move on to the next episode, did the book show up in 8? No. They zoomed in and like enhanced and made sure the focal point was on the book in 7. But no, I did not see the book at all in 8 or it being mentioned. thought she knew before. No, she was playing the escape artist role where she was kind of creeped out because she thought Vision was like asking her out on a date or something. And then the strong man was like, oh, she'll show you the ropes or whatever to get ready for the show. But yeah, because there's a couple books it could be, but I didn't think they brought it up again. No, they haven't yet. Marvel has a couple famous magical tomes. I'm sure they do. But no, I just wanted to point out, like, they focused on it, so it has to be important for a reason. Maybe it's like going to break the runes that we learn about in 8 and go from there. Interesting. All right, so episode 8, a lot of things happened. Missed the book. It was like right as soon as she got down into the basement and they revealed that like circular room. They had a specific camera shot cut away to a like slight zoom. It seemed on the book. It had like yellow aura around it. All right, so episode 8, we get a little backstory on Miss Agatha with the Salem witch trials. And witches are real and they're using the magic for good, but apparently Agatha's learning the dark magic and doing it for bad things, so it was almost like a trial. Didn't go super well for the good witches, unfortunately. As they were doing this little scene, it kind of made me think about Doctor Strange in that movie. In that movie, when he's learning, like, he's only supposed to have specific books, but then he uses what he learns from those books to to borrow other books to like learn more and more advanced magic because he's kind of impatient and a dick in the beginning of that movie. So I just thought it was kind of funny, the like parallels to them learning. They mention in this witch trial, or I think Agatha does, something about she can't control it. So is there a part of this magic that she's learned that's either possessing her, or is it just like, it's too powerful, I can't do anything about it? I don't know if that was just her trying to get out of it. Whatever. We see the scene unfold. Obviously, all the good witches get their life force sucked out of them or something. And then Agatha takes the brooch that we've seen on her, or I assume it's a brooch. Maybe that's not the right word. I'm curious as to what the importance of this brooch is. Yeah, obviously it's got the little symbol of the like three ladies or coven or whatever it is. Why did she take it? What's the importance there? Unless it was just like, this is my mom. I don't know. So there was that. Let's see. She wanted to get some power knowledge, gotten overhead. We're going to punish her, ask for help. She killed him. Didn't seem like she was trying to. Yeah, I did see the energy crown, which I think is going to, is going to lead up to a scene we see later. I thought it was odd, but yeah, we did see that astral crown, or magic crown or whatever, once she kind of goes more Super Saiyan mode, or uses her power more. So yeah, we had that, excuse me, a little backstory there. So that was cool. That was nice. So yes, we got back into the basement. For some reason, Agnes. Wait. Agatha. Is it both the same? That was a dumb moment. She's talking to the rabbit. Why is she talking to the rabbit? Is the rabbit a sentient being, or are we just like, oh, this is my pet? Talk to it that way. I just thought that was odd. A lot of different things that were going on from there. I was wondering if she's trying to recruit Wanda. But as we learn on later, it seems like she's trying to learn from her, why she has this power, how she's able to control it. So, because obviously she wants to do more with hers, or is trying to be a more powerful witch overall. We confirmed fake Pietro, fake Quicksilver being under her control. And then I had a aha moment when she said we couldn't resurrect your brother like you because the body was in another country and it had bullet holes. So that is why we needed to use the fake and the different X-Men casting Quicksilver. So glad we brought that up. Then we had the whole bug transforming into a bird, transformed back into a bug, being thrown in the rabbit's mouth, and then the rabbit's eating it. Why is the rabbit eating bugs? So weird. So we got that. Then I was starting to question if Wanda did anything at all in the first place. Like, obviously we saw this footage of her going to steal Vision's body in previous episodes, so I was curious if maybe Agatha had done this instead, or Agnes. Turns out that's not the case, but just a thought that I had there. And then obviously now we are going to learn more about why Wanda is feeling this way through Agatha's eyes of like this discovery through memories. So we're going through there. As we're doing that, we hear the kids crying out of nowhere. I thought this was an illusion, so we'll see later that maybe it's not, but I was like, that's odd that they just start crying on cue, you know, kind of thing, asking for help. Odd. So I thought maybe she is in control of the kids, or is a projection of the kids, similar to Pietro being fake, you know, kind of thing. So we got to the TV shows. I think it was last episode, or maybe previous episodes. We definitely have talked about it numerous times. Papa Griff's brought it up of like, why is the formatting this way? Why are we doing the 60s show, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s? Like, why are we doing these different decades shows? And I mentioned maybe it's how she sees like life should be, like with Vision having this full life. And it's kind of that way we learn with how it being as kids. They watched these shows. They watched the Dick Van Dyke Show. They watched, was Malcolm in the Middle in that briefcase? I don't think it was, but there were other like recognizable shows. I Love Lucy was in there, that we saw in the briefcase with her parents. So we kind of get that connection of like, oh, she really likes these shows. This is maybe her safe place with obviously all the shit that's going on outside her home. This is the place where she can escape to. So they're happy. They're all watching the show. And then we get the jump scare. That was terrible of the attack. So yeah, we got that. Yeah, the suitcase. Oh, sorry. Well, her dad gave her a bunch of DVDs, old sitcoms. Dick Van Dyke was the one on the screen. Yeah, in the suitcase there was all the ones he brought from home. Yeah, that had all the different shows. I think I Love Lucy was in there along with some others. So yeah, that jump scare happened. That was sucky. I made a note here joking around that are we going to see more Baron Strucker than we saw in the Age of Ultron movie? Didn't even happen, but so the bomb comes in and wipes out the apartment and house, but the TV's still on. Yeah, that was odd. That was odd. Yeah, I believe he's still alive. Yep. He's up there. Let's see. So once again, Agnes is trying to learn from Wanda why she's so powerful. So yeah, we got to the testing, the Infinity Stone. We got to that. So we got to that scene, and she sees the Reality Stone, right? Sees the Reality Stone. She sees it come out of the scepter, recognizes that, and then sees the shadowy figure of what we see as the Scarlet Witch of this outfit. I was like, oh, it's the outfit. It's the costume. It's not just the Halloween costume. So I thought that was cool. The real, yes. So yeah, we did have that reveal too. Thank you, Jeff, for reminding me there. Like, that was a question I was having. It was like, okay, so and I bring it up later in my notes. Are we retconning everything here of how she gets powers? And she's a mutant, obviously, in the comics. And then in this story, we thought it was the gem that gave her the powers. Like, are her and Quicksilver dormantly have this ability? Now, Quicksilver is a whole nother mystery and, like, question mark. Like, how are you going to explain that power? Like, I get the witch thing if we're going with the Salem witch trials being real. Like, that can work. So yeah, apparently she's a magic wielder, quote unquote, for the audio listeners. Dormant, potentially prevented the missile from going off, and now the stone, the Infinity Stone, has like amplified her powers to make her now use these abilities more freely and knowing what she's doing. Originally in Age of Ultron, they were referred to as enhanced and not mutant because they couldn't use that. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. So, big question mark on the the origin of powers here and what we're going with and the retcon and the rework, all that. So, anyways, we see the outfit, seeing herself. Then randomly, like, we see the the Hydra guys checking the footage again before she turns off the TV, and the footage is cut. Like, you see her in the room, and then you see her on the ground, and there's like no in between for whatever goddamn reason. So there was that. Then I had some thoughts once again of the retconning or the changing of the stories here, or the powers. And then I was wondering if Agnes is maybe trying to get to Sword at all. Once again, we'll get a little bit more revealed later of what she's trying to do of her own powers, but that was just a note I made to myself. Then we get more present day of her seeing Vision's body. She's at the Sword headquarters. She goes in, busts the door down. No security cares. Love that. That was fun. We see Hayward again. She's talking to him. Very dumb question. This isn't the same guy that Monica woke up, went to the headquarters and talked to, right? That was like an ally of her and her mom. I'm like 99% sure it's a different guy, but I don't know why I had that thought. I was like, wait a minute. So, that was Hayward? So it's the same guy. If so, what the fuck happened? Okay, so it's the same jabroni. All right, well, that's shitty. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was some different guy. That was cool. So yeah, we get that. I wasn't sure he took over. Yeah, I thought somebody else took over. My bad. So anyways, yeah, we get him again. Vision dismantled all to hell. So he's keeping her away from Vision. Lets her say goodbye. Very emotional goodbye. Not a great goodbye. But then he brings up resurrecting Vision. Why would he know that she has the potential capability of doing that? She's never demonstrated this before. Thought that was odd. Very odd note. And then we get the reveal that they bought a house. They bought property to grow old in together. And then I thought Westview was a fake town. Apparently it's a real town. Or is it Eastview that's the fake town? I don't know. But went to the house, got real emotional, built the house. Boom, there's the big event. And we realize and learn that she did not actually steal the body. Vision's body is still at Sword. She astral projected, created this faux Vision. And that's how we start the show. Okay. So there's that. So, figure out how the show started. Bum, bum, bum. I made a lot of exclamation points about Vision being formed, not from the corpse. So this kind of reverts back to Vision leaving in last episode, episode 6 rather. How he's deteriorating. We thought it was because the body had to be held together by the magic. We were kind of on the right track, but it's because he can't exist outside the bubble because he is her magic, which is contained in the bubble. So that explains the deteriorating there and how he's getting destroyed. So once again, I made the note of... Oh, no, that's later. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. So deteriorating. So Agatha brings up the legend of the Scarlet Witch. And I said, oh, shit, they said it. So they said the name. They've confirmed it. She's the Scarlet Witch, which is now this legendary, powerful witch thing. So they're trying to weave this web of how do we get mutants involved and not have them be mutants. Which is fine. I'm fine with them changing it. It was just like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. We gotta mold this back together, I guess. I don't know. So there's that. So there was that. Said the name. Once again, I mentioned them retconning and changing the origin, which is fine. Born with Abilities Stone amplified it. And then we get the post-credits for this episode, which is a big fucking oh fuck moment. So Hayward's moving in. He's got his backup. I literally wrote down, oh fuck me. They're sending the real Vision in. And then we get the reveal that it's a bitch-ass Vision who's fucking a weapon. I don't know what white Vision means, but I saw a lot of people freaking out about it. Shit's about to go down. This is not gonna go well. So, we got this evil version of Vision, all amplified and government stuff. So, not good. Sword being way more of a butthole than Shield. I kind of gotten that in animated shows that they haven't been super cool, but it sucks that it's happening here. So yeah, a lot of shit happened in these 2 episodes. It's fucking, we're super downhill for episode 9 and 10. I think there's 10. What's happening? What's going on? How is this gonna turn about? Is this like a 3-way battle here? Agatha and Wanda and the military, it seems, or Sword rather. Seems it's that way. And it's just going to be pure chaos, and I don't see how we're coming out of this on a good thing. So, you know. Yeah. Let's see. So is Scarlet Witch comic book? Yeah, in the comics she is referred to as Scarlet Witch. That's like her X-Men name, hero name. Yeah. Good, Jeff. I'm looking forward to those theories about White Vision or info on it. Okay, let's see. Popgraph. Really? Oh, yeah. Now's the time, guys, that we can start theorizing together. So let me hear what you got. What's your thoughts? Really going to get that in one last episode. I think there's 2 more. I think there's episode 9. I think there's episode 10. Pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. Somebody can fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure there's 2. It's only 1? Oh, God. This better be like an hour and a half. Fuck. Okay. So we got a lot to do next week. Shit. Okay. I mean, there's so much shit to fucking to talk about and figure out. Like, are the kids fake? Are the kids not fake? What's happening with Monica? What's happening with White Vision? What's happening with Faux Quicksilver? Like, there's so many things in this show that don't have answers that we need a feature-like film essentially to describe this. It seems like a lot to throw at the wall at once, and I just hope it makes sense. Oy. Okay. White Vision. Jeff says in the comics, Vision is an android designed on the brain patterns of Wanda's former lover, Wonder Man. Yep, I do know that. For a while, he lost all of his emotions, and during that time, he was all white. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. It's like they gave some answers and then made so many more. Yeah, more questions. Yeah, I had that note of that earlier. Like, you get the little teeny bit of the crumb, and then the whole world just apparently opens up. Project Cataract, the eye. That was for Vision. Tracking thing on him. I might be forgetting notes that we talked about. Sorry. Oh, milk white. Yeah, your eyes are milk white. Good point. Yeah, we thought that it was tracking him in the bubble, which it might not be. It might be tracking this bad boy out here because the scientists and Wu realized, oh, they're tracking Vision, the vibranium signature. Right, we thought that was the body in the bubble when it turns out that it's fucking not. It's him doing that. So yeah. Did Wanda make vibranium? See, maybe they just read it wrong and it was actually tracking the second Vision, the White Vision, original Vision, whatever we want to call this one. I don't know. Because did they say it was in the bubble? I don't know. Because if she can make vibranium, maybe that can work its way into Black Panther 2, saying R.I.P., we no longer have Black Panther. So, like, and all the other vibranium was burned with the plants, right? So it's like, don't know. Also, when they had his corpse at Sword, how did they disassemble him? He's made of vibranium. That is a good point. Are his innards made of vibranium? I don't know. A lot of interesting questions here. With not knowing comic books, now it's getting hard to follow a little bit. I understand that. What part are you feeling it's all like, question mark here? They said they were tracking the atomic signature as vibranium. I don't know. No, vibranium wasn't burned with the plants. It's just a Black Panther flower. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. He was pretty much all vibranium. There's just 3 printed nerves and synapses tissue. I don't know then. I don't know. Maybe it's some alien technology. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're not really human. Maybe they're all Skrulls, and this is how they're getting that weapon. Did we talk about that last, the theories? I don't remember. So what's the overall purpose of having Agnes as a witch? So this show is going to tie into Doctor Strange. Scarlet Witch Wanda is confirmed to be in the Doctor Strange movie. So I believe in the comics, Agnes is a adversary, antagonist, villain to Doctor Strange. She doesn't look like this. She's like way older and whatever. She does tie into there. So I think it's just taking a villain from one Marvel hero and then, hey, this could work, and scooting it over to there. It's interesting that it's an actual witch and not like a Doctor Strange, that kind of magic. I don't know. Maybe she's not a villain in the comics, like Jeff's saying. She's more like there. She's been unkind to main characters. Okay, so she's kind of doing her own thing. Let's see. We watched Infinity War, and they're trying to sever all the synapses that connected directly to Mind Stone. Right. But if this was Wanda's vision, how does she get in there like that? How does Agnes get in there? That's a good question. How does she fly under the radar? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting questions now with, like, how much does Wanda control? Like, I can understand the rune magic, right? Okay. Like, the magic doesn't work there. It's just interesting. Yeah, how did she protect herself from the blast? Maybe she saw the blast or heard about the blast or whatever, just sensed it, and then kind of like skirted in there. I don't know. It's an interesting question for sure. Go back to episode 4. She's one of the people we didn't ID. Yeah, I think we might have made a note of that too, that she wasn't on that board. So yeah, maybe she did skirt in after because she wasn't part of the town originally. Her and Dottie. I don't remember Dottie. Was Dottie the blonde woman? I don't know. Just all the extra characters from other places. Marvel is going to have Easter eggs and references all left, right, and center. I mean, Scarlet, as far as I know, like, they can't use, well, they can now, X-Men characters. And, like, they didn't want to go with that, I guess, right now. So, yeah, with it tying with Doctor Strange, it makes sense why they would use this character. I don't know much about her history in the comics, but that was always the reference brought up that, like, this character is tied to Doctor Strange. So, excuse me. It's just something that they could do with the storytelling. Like, obviously, it's a little different from the comics and stuff, which I think is fine. I think that makes it more interesting, at least to watch, because then you don't know everything 100%. But, yeah, I can definitely see from a non-comic book fan how it's a lot of information. I think I talked about that with episode 1 and 2 before everything kind of started rolling. Like, this is a very niche show. I'm not sure if I enjoy it. It's very weird how they're presenting it. Like, we're starting to get into that territory with Marvel where, I mean, hell, they've even done it before too with even the movies, but, like, we're getting very nitty gritty or, like, specific stories with people, and, like, the web is already branched so much. Like, think about when Marvel first started. Let's just go even just phase 1. You got Iron Man, you got Cap, you got Thor, you got Hulk, you got Black Widow, and you got Hawkeye, right? You take that 6 or whatever characters. From there, each of their own individual movies introduce new characters. We get Winter Soldier, we get Falcon, we get War Machine, we get oh boy, who else is in the other movies? We get these other heroes, right? And Scarlet Witch, fucking Quicksilver, etc. We go from there. Then we get like more branches, right? We get Black Panther, we get Spider-Man, we get Ant-Man, we get Captain Marvel eventually. Yeah, we get the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, we get Agent Carter, we get Coulson, we got Fury, we get Maria Hill. Like, just it's all stacking on top of each other like a twisted cake that just for some reason is top heavy and is eventually going to tip over, Like, I can definitely see how it's getting confusing. And now with it getting even more nitty gritty with specific characters, like, this universe is expanding fast. Like, there's going to be characters in this one that, like, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. There's going to be characters probably in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, we got Zemo returning as a big villain. Do you remember him from Civil War? You might, but you don't remember him with the mask. You're going to have these characters in Loki. Do they even matter, really? It's a separate multiverse dimension timeline. Who really, like, does it link even back into what's going on here? Like, it's essentially the same thing with the comics too. Like, there's so many fucking characters, whether it's Marvel, DC, etc. There's a lot of people to keep track of, and I don't blame anybody who's like, wait, this person's that person connected to this person's brother who does this thing. Totally don't blame you at all. And unfortunately, it's only going to keep continuing that way. And all I can do is try my best to keep it together and linked and making sense. Maybe that's why we got to kill off characters after one movie, because if we just keep adding and adding and adding, it's just going to be like, So I don't know. I'm sorry about the confusion, but that's what we're here for. That's what the conversation is for, is to hopefully make sense of it all and keep people intrigued and interested, because, that's how you enjoy things. But if everything's just confusing as hell, yeah, you can't enjoy it. Oh, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Jeff says he doesn't know if she was already in Westview or got drawn to it, but she wants to know how Wanda's doing all this stuff that she shouldn't be able to, which again speaks towards her ambition. Yeah, she talked about how, like, there's separate separate storylines and everything's going on in this bubble that's like miles away. How are you controlling that? So she's trying to get more powerful herself by studying. We talked about the commercials at length. I predicted the next one would be the future. The commercial, again, episode 7, was about a nexus, which is an interdimensional gateway of all realities in the comics. Interesting. I remembered the name Nexus, but not from wrestling. But I was wondering what connection it did have to this. For some reason, I was thinking in video games. I think they've done a couple Marvel games where it's like those ISO shards and stuff like that. Don't know why I was thinking it was that, or that was the first thought that came to my mind, but it's not that. So yeah, that was odd. Episode 8 didn't get a commercial, so it's nice to, it's not obviously the TV show now, so there's that. It is the car too. Yes, there is a Nexus car. So yeah, no more commercials, it seems. Also, the magic. All the magic we've seen so far has been yellow, geometric in nature. The Covenant of blue fire-looking magic. Agatha's purple. Yeah, well, it could be a little storytelling there. We had Doctor Strange using orange, yellow magic that Jeff was referring to. We have seen green with a time stone, technically 2. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know if they'll explain it. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's just a different way to present it. Obviously, Scarlet Witch with the red, the hex magic, or the chaos magic, as they're calling it. So, yeah. Dumb question. No dumb questions. I'm sure. So, Wanda had the test of the blue stone from the scepter. Wasn't that Loki's, or did he steal it from S.H.I.E.L.D.? You were 100% correct. It was Loki's. So, at the end of Avengers 1, he brings the scepter in, and he's doing the whole, like, touches their heart and mind control thing. At the end of Avengers 1, they take the scepter and they bring it to S.H.I.E.L.D. From there, somehow, I don't know if they explained it fully, but somehow it gets into Hydra's hands. And from there, Hydra takes it and uses it to experiment on Wanda and Pietro, like we see in Age of Ultron and like we saw here, to amplify these powers, as we see. So no, not a dumb question. You're 100% correct on that. She specifically says that all of what Wanda is doing is chaos magic. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's like renaming the hex magic. Like maybe the Easter egg or a little like, ha ha ha, was the dome being hexes, and maybe renaming it chaos because it's chaotic and uncontrollable or whatever it is. So there's that. True, but that was only with the stone. That was green stone, so true. When the Avengers win in the first movie, yeah. Thor takes custody of the Loki, but S.H.I.E.L.D. gets the scepter. Correct, yeah. And he also takes the space stone, the Tesseract. That's how they transport back, because the Rainbow Bridge is destroyed at that point. S.H.I.E.L.D. having it, meaning Hydra has it. Yeah, because there's still elements of Hydra left, because we hadn't gotten to Winter Soldier yet, where we learn that they have interwoven themselves into S.H.I.E.L.D., causing all this chaos. So they get it by being S.H.I.E.L.D. incognito. How it gets over to foreign country, good question. Didn't they steal the scepter back? They stole the scepter back in Avengers 2 after they go to Sokovia. That's how we pick up on the movie. You take the scepter back, and oh boy, I'm trying to remember here. It's been a little while since Age of Ultron. So yes, they do take the scepter back in Avengers 2. That's why they attacked the Sokovian structure castle thing. And that's how Ultron recruits Wanda and Quicksilver eventually in that. They use the program and the gem to make Ultron, and then eventually put the stone from the scepter in Vision's head, making him. Yes. A Mind Stone. Correct. New timeline created, endgame, younger Loki bamps out with Space Stone. Correct. Which is that different timeline, which we're dealing with Loki in June or whenever that show starts. Means there's a Infinity Stone out there somewhere. Correct. Yes. Yeah, one is unaccounted for. Well, hold on a second. Yes. There's like an extra Space Stone or whatever. Because Cap technically returns them all also. But yes. Wait a minute. How did... Hold on a second. Because, yeah, I know that. Then how did they snap themselves? Because they needed the stone. Oh, I got it. No, I got it. They went further back because they lost that one. That's when they went to fucking Tony talked to his dad. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. Yeah. So later on. Yeah. Okay. Oh God. Thought they were all destroyed. Yes, and they are, but now. Oh boy. Okay. So like Jeff said, now we're getting a little confused. So, Endgame. They go to all their missions, right? They get the Tesseract from way, way back with Tony's dad. Bam. Okay. They go here. Thanos had destroyed it with his second one, right? His second snap, he destroyed it. That's when we killed Thanos the first time. Then we do the whole mission. We're going to bring everybody back. We'll get the stones. So once again, sorry. Now stones in good guys' hands. Hulk does the snap, right? Bah, boom. Okay. We go through that whole big battle. Blah, 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 blah. Cap's got them all. Cap goes and brings them back. He brings back the Space Stone to where he got it with Howard Stark, Tony's dad. However, what happened in the first attempt to get the stone, like Jeff mentioned, Loki whoosh, goes out, fades to darkness. So, if you think about it, here's Endgame, right? Here's Loki. Here's the original capturing of the stone. So Cap has to go back to when Howard talks, right? Puts the stone there. They lost it at this point in the middle. How time's going to work, because this is back here, boop, 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 because their first attempt, Loki will be able to have the space stone and zooms off. That's how we're getting the Loki show. I hope that made sense. I hope. Let me know. Papa Griff says, so timeline something for me. The bomb that smashes the apartment house is a Stark Industry bomb. Yes. Young Wanda. So she chills out with Hydra for years until they get the scepter. I don't think she goes with Hydra right away. I think they said it in Ultron. Her and Pietro, like, they're angry at the war and they're angry at Stark and all that stuff. So they're kind of like rebel protesting group as they grow up. And I think at some point, Hydra's like, not recruiting, but somehow like gets them involved. I don't think it's like, hey, we're 10. Let's go with Hydra. So, yeah. Let's see. As soon as they travel the past or future, it stops being fast. Yeah. So everything's just making different things. Angry college kid, I want to make a change. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, a lot happening in these episodes. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting now knowing that it's a finale next week. I don't know if I want to wait a whole extra week to do the next episode of the podcast for the finale, but maybe I will. Maybe just to keep on track with everything. But it's going to be interesting to see, like I said, what happens with Agatha. What happens with Wanda? What happens with Faux Vision? What happens with White Vision? What happens with Hayward? What happens with Monica? We got a lot of key players and a lot of questions that we don't have specific answers to. My thoughts and predictions for how this show is going to end. Sadly, I don't think Vision's making it out of this. I don't think the Vision we know is going to come back and make everything right, like Papa Griff said at the end, like, oh, happy ending. You know, I sadly don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if there's a way where Wanda's going to be able to merge White Vision's body with Astral Projection's, fucking thing. Merge them together to make a Vision. Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know if that's... I don't have a lot of faith in it. Now, we talked about in previous podcasts, is Wanda actually the villain? If they can't bring Vision back, maybe she is the villain in Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness. Maybe this is how they're explaining it. Now, this obviously doesn't leave the show in a very good ending, but it can set up that movie. I don't know if they want to go that route, but I just can't see how this show has shown her dealing with negativity. I can't... Unless she has a really growing moment where she's like, I can finally say goodbye. Maybe. Excuse me. It's up in the air. Right now I'm leaning towards no Vision. How she takes it, I don't know. The kids could be the tipping point again if the kids are fake, I don't know. That could be bad. Monica, I don't know what to think about, to be honest. Like, we got the powers and like she kind of seems like, oh, just totally, this is normal. Like, she didn't really react all too much to the powers. Obviously, her and Quicksilver are going to have some fight, and she's going to get more powerful, or at least learn what she's doing. So, I don't know. I don't know much about Photon, so I don't feel super invested in the character of the superhero. But it is what it is. The Agatha stuff, I assume, is just going to be like, we're going to take her out, and then like other villains, it's going to be like, never see you again kind of thing. I don't know. It doesn't, that wasn't the best prediction, but right now, my thought is it's not going to go well. Let's see. So yes, the M ruin, double M headdress thing. Right. Kind of like the House of M logo. That could have been just like a little Easter egg too. Yes. So let's see. Jeff says, so the way I see it, Wanda created Vision from her memories. His mind is incomplete, which is clearly his personality to that point where he disagrees with her actions. White Vision is a reactivated robot with no mind of his own. She's going to combine them, right? That is definitely potential. Like I said in my little theory, the only way I can see Vision coming back is if, yes, you take the mental aspect she's created and the physical that the sword has resurrected and go, bah! Could do that. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. I have a feeling that this is going to go bad. I feel it has to have this no Vision coming back thing, which sucks because I like Paul Bettany. He's great. But right now, in my brain of brains, this is the end for him. And like I said, whether it takes the route of I'm better, I've learned that you need to let things go and grow from it, experience with Wanda, or like the show has shown, shit's gonna hit the fan again, and it's just gonna get worse, and then Doctor Strange stuff happens. It's really up in the air, because it could go either way. Like I said, we know she's in Doctor Strange's movie. We don't know her role yet. Is this her role? Is she the villain? Does she turn into that? Or does she grow? Because, once again, the show keeps showing this progression of, shitty situation, how she's reacting to it. Does she have this moment of growth and can release and realize this isn't right? I don't know. It's going to be interesting seeing next week's episode with it being the finale and how they figure all this. Also, Vision is the one who bought the plot in Westview. How did that paperwork end up in a car? I assume he bought it because they had the conversation in Infinity War about both them saying screw it and going off on their own. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he had it as a surprise. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Because at what point would they have done that? Bought property together. How would she have known? It seemed like it was a sealed envelope. So maybe, it was something that he was trying to surprise her with. On that car. Or in the envelope that was in the car seemed very official. Secretive almost. But yeah, there's no time during Infinity War and Endgame that could have happened. That they could have done that together. Answer this. Is there a second season of WandaVision? As far as I know, I don't think so. I think all these shows are one season. One and dones. But I could be wrong. Then she finds the plot, makes the home, the hex bursts from her. From there, she seems to make the house intentionally, and the hex and Vision didn't seem intentional. Correct. Yeah, I figured she was just going to sit down, retire. Try and live her life as best she could. It was a surprise for her, for sure. Yeah. So she's got the right idea. He could have done it before Infinity War and been planning on springing on her and never had a chance. For sure. Yeah, that's what I think. Because there's no logical time frame they could have just done it. Because obviously they get attacked in Paris? ? When Cap shows up and Black Widow and Falcon. Did they just make a rendezvous from there in Wakanda? Hey, I got to go buy this property real quick. No, I don't think so. So, yes, I do agree that maybe after Civil War or something, he decided to do that for her. Yeah. Edinburgh, thank you. It was France, but still, wrong town. Wrong city. But yeah, that's WandaVision. Holy crap. It's been good. It's been a good show. Like I mentioned earlier, those first 2 episodes really didn't hook me, but now that since episode 3 and on, it's been going. It's been a lot of fun watching week to week and talking about it every other week with you guys, talking theories, talking about is it not in France? Oops. Talking about theories, talking about what's happening, question marks, things we might pick up on, whatever it is. It's been a fun ride, and it's going to be interesting to see how it ends and how it affects everything in the storyline from here. Whether it's that happily ever after or not, we don't know. It's not over till Nick Fury shows up. Well, I don't think they have plans for him. They do have a show planned for him and called Secret Invasion, where he's going to be showing up. But I don't know if he'll be popping in and be like, "Oi," you know. That'd be great if Nick Fury showed up. I don't know. I don't see it happening personally, but that's true. He's always got his hand somewhere in it, you know. Fury will show up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Could. He could. Maybe. It'll be interesting. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the show and enjoying these conversations as well. Yeah, we'll just have to go to the finale and talk about it there. I will keep everyone posted on social medias if we are just talking about it immediately that weekend, or if we're going to do the usual wait and talk about it next podcast, because I think they're doing a behind-the-scenes show as well after the finale. So maybe we'll talk about the behind-the-scenes show as well as the finale and kind of talk about it from there and our thoughts. But I'll let you guys know. Maybe I won't have the patience to wait a week. And then, yes, also I'll announce here officially as well on the podcast. I've had a lot of fun talking about these shows with you guys. So I want to try and do a weekly Marvel show. Talking about episode to episode about the different series with you guys, talking our theories, talking about what we like about the show, what we don't like about the show. I will do a live recording similar to this on Sundays at some point. And we'll talk about it, and we'll go from there. So yeah, it'll be week to week, episode by episode, just right off the bat. So we'll start with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then I believe Loki's after that, and we'll keep going. If people enjoy it, we'll try our best to do it, and it should be some fun. So yeah, I'll announce that there.